My observation of the Negro, and I'm speaking in generalities, of course, has been that up to recently he's been a half man or a part man. And now at last he's waking up to the fact that he's a whole man, that he's an American citizen, and that he is entitled to rights, no more, no less, than just the ordinary run-of-the-mill American citizen. He's never had that before. He hasn't been allowed to have it. He's been under political domination. He's been under stress. He's been under economic deprivations. He's been a servant, formerly a slave. And now suddenly I see the idea is come to him that he's really, truly a man that can stand up on his own hind legs and tell the truth and say, I want not any special privilege. I don't want any special handout. I don't want to be given anything, because the giving idea is all wrong. But I want a chance to become a full man and do my part, be it little or be it big, in the community of our country.
What's it like being a successful black man in America? That question gets asked to me oftentimes, and most days I don't have a consistent answer. And it's not because I don't know what it's like being successful. It honestly just depends on what I'm wearing that day and the perception you paint of me in that moment that'll dictate our interaction. Now, to help you understand what I mean, I'll tell you a story. In July 2018, I had just bought my first brand new BMW off the lot, my first gold Cuban link chain. I was successful. I had just taken over a station, and I was feeling very, very unstoppable. I was thriving in my career. Everything in my life was going well. So one Sunday morning I got up, I decided to get dressed up real nice. I wanted to feel good about myself, so I got in my car and I went to a local high-end restaurant, one of the best restaurants in town that served breakfast. So when I got there, I sit down next to an older couple, maybe in their late 50s, maybe early 60s. And I noticed that the woman was smiling, so I greeted her and told her good morning. But her husband looked very, very disgruntled and irritated. So I told him good morning, and I sat down and proceeded to go about my morning. Now, as I'm waiting on the waiter to come bring the menu, I'm going through my phone, and I push a button on the story, and the old man looks up and says, "Turn off that black crap. I don't want to hear any of that." Now, instantly I looked at him, because I was kind of in disbelief that he would even say that. But I looked at his wife and I said, "I'm sorry, ma'am, you got to deal with that." As I could see, she was very embarrassed that he said that, and she was kind of upset. So as I'm sitting there waiting on the waiter, they're arguing back and forth. The wife is kind of upset. She's just sitting down, very, very embarrassed. Now, when the waiter finally gets there, he asked me, "Hey, is everything okay?" And the old man butt in, and he was like, "You need to move him. You need to move him right now. Get him out of here." And I was like, "What?" So at that point, I tell the waiter, like, "Hey, this is what's going on. Like, everything's not okay. This man is being very disrespectful." So the waiter walks away. He goes back, he gets the manager comes out, and the manager's like, "Excuse me, sir, would you like to move outside? Or would you like to go over to the side of the restaurant?" Now, everybody in the restaurant had seen this happen because the old man wasn't whispering, he was talking very loud. But nobody said anything. People watched, people sit down, they kind of looked, but nobody said anything. And in that moment, I just got up. I said, "It's okay." I said, "I serve my country just to get disrespected at breakfast. That's what I get, right?" And as soon as I said that, the mood of the whole restaurant changed. People started speaking up. People started saying, "Well, it wasn't him. It was the old man." People started coming up to me saying they were sorry that I had to deal with that. People were offering to pay for my meal. But it took me saying that I was a veteran to get that outcome. Now, why do I say that, right? Because the outcome when I'm in uniform is the exact opposite. I get plenty of "thank you for your service." I've even had parents send their kids up to me saying, hey, thank you for your service. Tell that man, thank him for his service. I've had old women try to pump my gas. I've had very, very, very grateful people walk up to me and just and have great appreciation to what we do in the military. And I've never taken it for granted. I've always been very appreciative of it. But that's the same man in the same uniform. It's the same man that had the Cuban link chain on. But the respect is completely different. And some people will say perception is reality, but what is your reality? What do you see?
I can't even believe that, man. I swear I can't even believe that, man.
That's all it is.
Mama, I'm free. Mama, I'm on my way home. It feels surreal. It don't even feel real. It don't even feel, I really want to shed a tear.
The reason I tell you that story is not to paint a picture of division, or that all people are racist, or that white people are racist, or black people aren't racist. That's not the reason I tell you that story. I tell you that story because it's a distinct difference as to when sometimes I walk in a uniform, I get a lot of thank yous and I get a lot of, hey, I appreciate you for your service. But those will be the same people sometimes that if they didn't see me in uniform, they may misjudge me. And I understand as well that sometimes how you carry yourself plays a lot into that. And so I don't want anybody to be divided by that message. I just want you to understand that it is different. And I enlisted into the Marine Corps July 12, 2010. It's been one of the best decisions I've ever made in my whole life. I could tell you many different stories and tell you many different experiences about what I've gone through, but it's a beautiful thing. And to people who know me before, they know that this is the best thing that I've ever done in my life. And it isn't for everybody, but for those that want to be better, that do want to take a challenge, I suggest that you take the opportunity to do it, because there's no other feeling like being a United States Marine. I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody else. I don't have more or less opportunity than anybody else. We all have 24 hours each day, and what you decide to do with that is what you want to do. I can't tell you though, whenever I was in high school and I was sitting there thinking about what did I want to do in my future, I had a lot of people that told me that I wasn't going to amount to anything. And I had a lot of people that also told me that I could do whatever I wanted. So I mean, depending on who you listen to and who you surround yourself around is going to dictate some of the choices that you can potentially make. But ultimately, it does fall on you. And if you decide to make the decision to go and be more with your life, then don't let nobody stop you. Because at the end of the day, it's all about you and where you want to be. And I can tell you right now, the Marine Corps is a place where I've experienced the greatest of greatest moments. Humbling experiences. I've learned a lot about myself. I've thrived, I've failed. It hasn't always been rainbows and butterflies. But I can tell you that there's no other place that I'd rather be than wearing this uniform, just being happy. So I want you to understand that everything does have sacrifice, but it's always worth it if you put in the effort and you put in the work. Thank you. Y'all take care.